Welcome to What is My Business Worth? A webinar brought to you by Merger Advisors Network, www.mergeradvisorsnetwork.com. As merger professionals, we get questions from clients on a regular basis that look something like this. What is my business worth? What is the market value of my business? How much will I get if I sell my company? The answer to these questions is fairly simple. Value is what a buyer is willing to pay. You will get for your company what a buyer is willing to pay you for it. This really leads to another question that comes up, which is, do I need an appraisal? The answer to this is generally no, unless there is some sort of unusual circumstance where a dissolution is going on, a divorce, a partner or shareholder split, or something along those lines. Otherwise, generally, appraisals are an expensive waste of money. Why is that? The reason pretty easy. Buyers will generally ignore an appraisal. They really just don't give the buyer anything that the buyer needs. The buyer is going to do his own analysis. What buyers will consider include things like, what's the cash flow of the business? What kind of debt service is the business going to have after a sale takes place? How many additional expenses will the buyer have keeping up the business, buying new equipment, things like that? And then lastly, what kind of market rate of return is the buyer looking for? That may differ in different economic times. For you to kind of get an estimate of what your company is valued at, you first need to look at what the real cash flow is of the company. What I would start with is to look at the net profit of the company, and then to try to adjust that to reflect personal expenses, unusual non-recurring expenses, even out of the ordinary salary that you might pay yourself. This adjusted cash flow, or is sometimes also known as EBITDA or seller discretionary earnings, or it carries around a variety of other names as well. Then, once you have that number in mind, you need to look at some other factors. Is your business growing, declining, stagnant? Are there any kind of excessive risks associated with a company? Customer concentration, supplier problems, vendor issues, anything of the sort. Then you throw all that into the mix, and most often companies in the lower and mid-market are valued at somewhere between 2 and 8 times the adjusted cash flow. Most typically, the range is somewhere between 3 and 5 times adjusted cash flow, based largely on how attractive the company is to a variety of buyers. A couple other things to consider. First off, blue sky value isn't likely to be paid for by a buyer. Most buyers take a what have you done for me lately type of approach and really want to look only at the last 12 months or last several years worth of earnings and don't want to look at what might happen with the company in the future. That brings us to the end of our short webinar. If you'd like to learn more about selling your business, please download 5 Steps to a Successful Business Sale at www.mergeradvisorsnetwork.com. Also, feel free to contact us and we can give you more information about how to value your company. Thank you very much.